So Microsoft just held their Microsoft Build event with a ton of exciting new AI announcements. But right after that, we have another huge AI/tech event in Europe called Vivatech. And you can see some of the biggest names in AI will be at this event, such as Elon Musk, Yann LeCun, who is the chief AI scientist at Meta, and then Robin Li, CEO at Baidu, Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, and of course some folks at OpenAI. And at this event, OpenAI had some pretty impressive live demonstrations and insights, including a live demo where he created a fully narrated video using Sora and voice engine. So today, that's exactly what we're going to go over. Let's jump right in.
Now, last but not least, I wanted to kind of show you another kind of demo that goes beyond just conversation. So using the Mac app from ChatGPT, we've seen audio conversations, and this is also going to be coming in the next few weeks in the API. We've also seen the Assistance API available today for text-based conversation that has vision support as well. But I wanted to do something a little different with our multimodality. So I'm sure most of you have seen the preview of Sora, and Sora is our diffusion model that's able to generate videos from a simple prompt. And at this stage, it's still a preview, but I wanted to show you what the model can create with a prompt like this one. And this prompt talks about Paris during the Expo Universelle in a colorized vintage film. So this is the only part of the demo that's not live, because the interest of time, I previously sent this prompt to Sora. This is what came out of it. So this is all coming out of the model directly, no edits. The only edit we made was actually just to add some sound on top of it. But this is really magical to experience these frames. But now, what if we want to take this video, but do something quite interesting with it? What if we want to create a script to narrate what's happening on those visuals? So the first step here is that I'm going to slice a few frames out of this video from a minute. So here we have 6 frames. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send these 6 frames to GPT-4o, and in real time, we'll get a story about what is happening in those frames. So to give you a sneak peek behind the scenes, this is the code I'm going to be running. So I'm going to be saying, hey, you are a history professor. You'll be given a series of images, and I would like you to narrate those. And I'm simply taking all of the images that we're showing on screen, sending that to GPT-4o, and streaming the responses back. So again, this is happening in real time. So let's see what GPT-4o will come up with for that story. And here we go. So that's a story completely generated on the fly using our vision capabilities in GPT-4o. And now, what if I want to go one step ahead? And what if I would like to share this video, but this time bring it to life with some audio to share it more broadly? Well, you can use our text-to-speech voices that we offer in the API. There's a handful of voices in the API. But a few weeks back, we also previewed our voice engine model. And the reason why we preview these models as we're doing research is to really engage with all of the stakeholders and kind of show what the technology is good at, and engage with trusted partners to see and gather feedback from them along the way. So here I wanted to show you a quick preview of what that could look like here for the voice engine. So I'm just going to record a little bit of a sample here of my voice and see what comes out for the narration. So let's take a look. Hey, so I'm very excited to be on stage here at Vivatech. I've been meeting some amazing founders and developers already. I'm very excited as well to show them some live demos and how they can really apply the OpenAI technology and models in their own products and businesses. All right, so I think that should be good enough. Hey, so I'm very excited to be on stage here at Perfect. And now the last step is I'm going to share this audio sample with the script that we created over to text-to-speech, and we'll bring everything together for our modalities to experience this history lesson. In the heart of Paris, during the 1889 Exposition Universelle, The Eiffel Tower stands proudly as a symbol of. So it's now narrating the video that I can share, and of course I don't speak many languages, but now if I want to share it, say, not just in French, but other languages, I can click through to be able to share that content more broadly. So here in the second, here is the French. Lors de l'exposition universelle de 1889, la Tour Eiffel se dresse fièrement comme un symbole d'innovation et de vision pour l'avenir. And let's try one last, for instance, Japanese. Avec des foules élégamment vêtues, des personnes de tous horizons se rassemblant pour admirer les merveilles architecturales et les technologies de pointe exposées. Can I take a second? Les calèches se faufilent à travers les promenades. This is me now speaking Japanese to share this audience to Japan. And last but not least, I can also add, transcription to add subtitles on top of it. So once again, this is very much like a preview. Wanted to give you a sneak peek. We take safety extremely seriously with these kind of models and capabilities, so that's why we're only giving this to trusted partners at this time. But I hope just in general this inspires you in terms of what all of these modalities will be able to accomplish and how you can start thinking about the future when it comes to building your own apps and products.
So let's quickly review how he did this. First, he generated a video with Sora, and he mentioned that this is the only non-live part of the demonstration. So he generated this video beforehand, and he said, quote unquote, in the interest of time, which could imply that it might take a decent amount of time for Sora to generate one video. But we're not sure of this yet since everything is still in private preview. Now, Sora only can generate a silent video. It can't generate sound. So what he did next was he actually manually added this background audio to the video.
The only edit we made was actually just to add some sound on top of it.
Now, he didn't mention where he got the audio from, but if you were to do this, you could easily use Udio or Suno or Google's Music LM to generate background music based on a single text prompt. So next, he chopped the video up into these 6 frames or 6 screenshots, and then he fed them to ChatGPT and asked it to write a script to narrate the video. And because GPT-4o is multimodal, it can accept and understand images. In fact, you can already do this right now in ChatGPT, even if you're a free user. So for example, I'm using Windows, I'm going to take a screenshot of the video that he just generated, and then going to ChatGPT, I'm going to simply paste the screenshot in here. I'm just pressing Control-V, and then I can ask it, write a voiceover about the following image. And you can see it's able to analyze this image. It understands that it's the Eiffel Tower, and then it writes a voiceover for me. So you can already do this in the free plan. But anyways, back to this demonstration, this is the script that was outputted, and then next he wants to get his own voice to narrate the script. So he uses OpenAI's voice engine to basically clone his voice. Now this feature is also in private preview, so you and I cannot use it yet, but this is a super impressive tool. It's basically an AI that can clone your voice or basically save your voice. All it needs is like 10 seconds of your audio, and then it can save your voice and then make your voice say anything. So I'll link to this landing page in the description below, but here's an example. So this is the reference audio. You can see the input or the training data is only 15 seconds of this person's voice. Let me play this for you.
Force is a push or pull that can make an object move, stop, or change direction. Imagine you're riding a bike down a hill. First, the push you give off the ground is the force that gets you going.
And this 15 seconds of speech from this man is all you need to clone his voice and make his voice say anything. Thanks to our sponsor, Abacus AI. Their platform Chat LLM is an awesome way to use different LLMs all in one place. This includes the newest GPT-4o, Meta's Llama 3, Anthropic's Claude Opus, and more. Not only can you chat with it like a regular chatbot, but you can also upload PDF documents and have the AI analyze them. Simply ask questions about the content and get detailed, accurate responses. You can also create custom AI agents designed to perform specific tasks, whether it's automating customer support, generating reports, or any other function. Your custom AI agent will handle it with precision. And collaboration is made easy with Chat LLM. You can invite team members to join the same chat thread, ensuring everyone is on the same page and can contribute to the chat. Moreover, ChatLLM integrates seamlessly with various enterprise platforms such as Slack, Teams, and more, so you can incorporate AI into your existing workflows without any hassle. Experience the power and versatility of ChatLLM by Abacus AI today. Try it for free via the link in the description below. Now back to the video. So, for example, here's the generated audio. Everything here is generated with this AI voice engine, so you can see that this voice is going to read out this text.
Some of the most amazing habitats on Earth are found in the rainforest. A rainforest is a place with a lot of precipitation, and it has many kinds of animals, trees, and other plants. Tropical rainforests are usually not too far from the equator and are warm all year.
So let me just play you one other example.
This story has been told and retold for thousands of years. What is the central message that it is teaching?
So you can see, or hear I guess, it sounds exactly like this guy's original voice. A super powerful tool. So this guy is doing the same thing on stage. So he's recording a 15-second sample of himself talking. And the AI will use this sample to basically clone his voice. And then afterwards, he just plugs in the script into Voice Engine to get his cloned voice to read out the script. And as you can hear, it sounds exactly like his voice.
In the heart of Paris, during the 1889 Exposition Universelle, the Eiffel Tower stands proudly as a...
And he can translate it into different languages like French and then Japanese. It's just very realistic. Now, of course, he did mention that due to safety concerns, yada yada yada, Voice Engine and Sora are still in private preview and they're only available to trusted partners. And this is understandable given how easy it is to make anyone's voice say anything. You can see how this can be used to, for example, fabricate evidence to frame someone or generate fake news. But anyways, this demonstration just shows how easy it is for anyone to eventually use AI to create an entire film all by themselves, without any actors, any cameras, any music composers. AI can really democratize the filmmaking process for everyone. Anyways, here are some other live demos of the real-time voice assistant.
Hey ChatGPT, how are you?
Hey there, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm great. I'm on stage here at Vivatech. Can you say a few words to welcome the attendees?
Absolutely. Hello, Vivatech attendees! It's fantastic to connect with so many brilliant minds and innovators.
Actually, I really like how you started, but could you make it even more alive and a bit more excited, as if you were talking to a large audience of amazing founders?
Absolutely. Hello, Vivatech attendees! Are we ready to ignite the spark of innovation and set the tech...
Okay, ChatGPT, thank you. I think they really enjoyed that. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm here at Vivatech, but I'd like you to act as a translator. So can you translate everything I say in English back to French and vice versa?
Salut, bien sûr, je peux faire ça. Dis-moi simplement ce que tu veux dire et je le traduirai pour toi.
What do you think is going to be your favorite sports at the Olympics?
Qu'est-ce que tu prévois? It could be your favorite sport at the Olympics. À ton avis, quel sera ton sport préféré aux Jeux Olympiques?
So see, you can really use it in real time, and we're still, of course, making progress on the French accent here. But it's really interesting to see how you can use these experiences for education or any kind of use cases, like traveling and real-time use case. Hey, ChatGPT, I'd love your help to navigate around the city, so I'm going to draw something, and I'll show it to you. Does that sound good?
Sure thing. Go ahead and draw what you need, and I'll do my best to help you navigate around the city.
All right, give me a moment.
No rush. Take your time.
He's patient.
I'm right here when you're ready.
All right, so I'm going to turn on the camera here.
Got it. Ready when you are.
So what do you see?
Looks like you've drawn the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe, two iconic Parisian landmarks. How can I help you with them?
That's pretty awesome. Thank you for understanding my byte drawings. Yeah, so I'd like your help to navigate there, and I'll show you a map here. It looks like we are at Porte de Versailles, right here.
Got it. You're starting at Porte de Versailles. To get to the Eiffel Tower, you can take the Metro Line 12, M12, from Porte de Versailles to Concorde. Then switch to Line 8, M8, towards Ballard and get off at École Militaire. From there, it's a short walk to the Eiffel Tower.
Awesome.
To reach
Thank
the
you.
Arc de Triomphe.
I think I got this sorted. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Have a great time.
So when OpenAI first released their initial demos of GPT-4o last week, a lot of people in the comments thought it was fake or it was staged. They didn't believe it was real. But as you can see here in this live demo, it is indeed real. And it's not just OpenAI who's releasing this real-time voice assistant where you can point your camera at something and ask the AI anything. Google, very shortly afterwards, also announced Project Astra, which does the same thing. And then just this week, Microsoft also announced the same feature. Basically, it's a real-time AI voice assistant. Pretty soon, I would imagine these real-time voice assistants would be a ubiquitous thing. People might not even use ChatGPT anymore, where you have to type a text prompt, you need to copy and paste things. It's just so much work. Why do all of this when I can just point my camera at something and then ask the AI with my voice? Plus, Microsoft just announced Phi 3 Vision, which is a small language vision model. So you could potentially have an AI that lives directly on your phone to carry out this real-time vision analysis. You don't even need to connect to the cloud or internet.
The last thing I wanted to show you with the Mac app here is an example where I love using it personally as a coding assistant. So let's try that. So I'm going to pull up ChatGPT on the right side here, and I'm going to bring up some code. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute ChatGPT, and I'm going to send ChatGPT some code to give us a little bit of context on this code, and we'll try to fix a bug in real time. Hey, ChatGPT, so I'd love your help for a coding question.
Sure, I can help with that.
Yeah,
What's your recruiting question?
So I'm just going to copy some code over to you.
All right, go ahead and share the code when you're ready.
Can you describe, just in one line overview, like what's the code looking like?
The code is a React component named Discover that renders a grid of Discover card components, with data for each card being pulled from a trips.json file.
Awesome, yeah, that's right. Now what I'd like you to do is to take a look at my screen that I'm going to share with you here. And now if you look at my screen, what I'd like to change is that it looks like it's not really responsive on mobile screens. See, like the content is really squashed. Can you help me make this page responsive?
Sure, let's make it more responsive. You can adjust the number of columns in your grid based on the screen size using Tailwind CSS's responsive design features. Here's a quick way to modify your grid layout. Div color, call this scheme grid call of 1, same as 0 to 4 column. That makes up most...
I see. So I'm actually using Tailwind. So can you tell me like what should the attributes be?
Absolutely. For Tailwind, you can adjust your grid calls classes to make the grid responsive. Here's how you can set it up. Grid calls will control how many columns you have based on the current screen size, so you don't need too many to fill the grid, which is a good rule of thumb for most responsive designs like this. This sets 1 column for most screen sizes, 2 columns for small...
I see, so I should just do like small, I should put 1, is that right? And then more as we go?
Exactly.
Okay.
You can adjust the number of columns based on different screen sizes. For example, grid calls 1 for 1 column on default small screens, sm-grid calls-2 for 2 columns on small screens and up, md grid calls-3 for 3 columns on medium screens and up, and so on.
MD. Okay.
Tailwind's response...
Okay. I think I got this. Can you take a look and see it looks good?
Sure, let me take a look. It looks like the changes you've made should make your grid more responsive on different screen sizes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think we have the app perfectly responsive now.
So here he demonstrates how this real-time voice assistant can also help with coding. Now, I do have mixed opinions about this. Yes, it can analyze your screen and help you debug or fix or edit code, but it's very cumbersome. Like, it just speaks the code out and you need to type it out yourself. So at least for now, I would much rather prefer an AI code editor like GitHub Copilot or Codium, which is a free alternative, and this is what I personally use. It basically autofills the code as I type. And I find that this is way faster and way more helpful than just listening to a voice guide me on what code to type.
And our core belief is that if we increase textual intelligence, that will unlock transformational value in AI. And you can see on the screen here, these are the two major models that we offer today. GPT-4o, the best model with native multimodality that we just showed, and GPT 3.5 Turbo, 10x cheaper, which is convenient for simple tasks, where what you need is really things like classification or very simple entity extraction. And we really expect that the potential to increase the LLM intelligence remains huge. And today we think models are pretty great. They're kind of like first or second graders. They respond appropriately, but they still make some mistakes every now and then. But the cool thing that we should remind ourselves is that those models are the dumbest they'll ever be. They may become master students in the blink of an eye. They will excel at medical research or scientific reasoning. And we think that within maybe a year or two from now, like the models will be unrecognizable from what they are today. And so this year, we also plan to push that boundary even more, and we expect our next frontier model to come and provide like a step function in reasoning improvements as well.
So here's an interesting chart showing exponential growth, quite similar to the chart shown at Microsoft's event this week. So I'm just going to zoom in on this chart. First, this reinforces the point that we haven't reached any limits yet. We're not seeing any signs of hitting a plateau. The improvements in intelligence just get exponentially better and better. So as long as we can scale this up, as long as we can scale up compute, we can make an exponentially smarter model. Really quickly, here's why compute is important.
The first very important thing to understand about the large language model space are what we call scaling laws. It turns out that the performance of these large language models in terms of the accuracy of the next word prediction task is a remarkably smooth, well-behaved, and predictable function of only two variables. You need to know n, the number of parameters in the network, and d, the amount of text that you're going to train on. Given only these two numbers, we can predict with a remarkable confidence what accuracy you're going to achieve on your next word prediction task. And what's remarkable about this is that these trends do not seem to show signs of sort of topping out. So if you train a bigger model on more text, we have a lot of confidence that the next word prediction task will improve. But we can sort of get more powerful models for free because we can just get a bigger computer, which we can say with some confidence we're going to get, and we can just train a bigger model for longer. And we are very confident we're going to get a better result.
So according to the scaling law, there's only two main things that can make a model smarter: the amount of data and the amount of parameters. Now, data is limited, and some might say we've already trained AI on most of the available data on the internet. So the only thing we can really do to increase model intelligence is to increase the number of parameters. And models with more parameters require more compute. And that's why scaling up the compute is so important. And that's why Microsoft and OpenAI are investing like $100 billion into this new Stargate project to really amplify their compute. Another interesting thing to note here is that in this chart, they called the next generation of GPT, they call it GPT-NEXT, not GPT-5. Now, I'm not sure if they are intentionally not calling the next generation GPT-5 and calling it GPT-NEXT, but it's just a subtle thing that's worth pointing out.
Last but not least, we'll continue to invest in enabling agents as well, and we want to make sure that you can actually build assistive experiences and agents that use all of the modalities we've shown. We really believe that, like in the future, agents may be the biggest change that will happen to software and how we interact with computers. And depending on the task, they'll be able to leverage text, they'll be able to leverage access to some context and tools. And again, all of these modalities that we mentioned will bring also like a fully natural and novel way to interact with the software. One example of this that I personally love is Devin by the team at Cognition. They built like essentially an AI software engineer, and it's pretty fascinating because it's able to kind of like take a complex task and it's able to not just write code, but it's able to also understand the task, create like tickets, browse the internet for documentation when it needs to fetch new information. It's able to deploy solutions, to create pull requests, and so on. So it's kind of like one of those agentic use cases that I really love.
And finally, he mentioned agents. If you're not familiar with agents, these are AIs that are programmed to do specific tasks. Much like how an organization has a CEO, a COO, a chief of product, chief of sales, chief of marketing, etc., if you have a team of AI agents, each focusing on a specific area or task, then collectively they perform way better. And there seems to be a consensus among experts that the next big step in AI will be agents. So Dr. Andrew Ng, who was head of Google Brain and former chief scientist at Baidu, gave a talk, I believe, a month ago, where he showed that a team of GPT-4 level agents could achieve GPT-5 intelligence. So anyways, I think in the near term, we can expect to see these agentic capabilities be rolled out by OpenAI and other leading AI companies. Anyways, that sums up OpenAI's presentation at Vivatech. As I mentioned, there are other notable speakers at this event like Elon and Dario Amodei, so if they say anything interesting, I'll definitely keep you posted. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these demonstrations by OpenAI. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.